Okay, so today we're going to talk about something that I know might sound a little dry, legal citation. But seriously, stick with me here because hidden inside all these rules is this just fascinating system for organizing super complex information with perfect clarity. All right, let's just dive right in.
I mean, you know that feeling, right? We are all swimming in sources and data these days. And being able to quickly understand and, this is the key part, verify that information is just more important than ever. Well, that is the exact problem that a really good citation system is built to solve. So you look at something like this, and at first glance, it kind of looks like a puzzle, right? A jumble of italics and brackets and numbers, but I promise you, this is not random. You should think of it as a super detailed address, and in this explainer, we are going to decode it together. The specific system we're looking at is called app². It was developed by legal scholars over at Oxford University, and its main purpose isn't just about being technically correct for the sake of it. No, it's really all about making it as simple as possible for anyone reading the work to go find the original source for themselves. It's basically a map for navigating all of this legal knowledge.
So what's the secret? What's the magic ingredient? Well, it all comes down to one fundamental idea that drives pretty much every single rule in the entire app² guide: consideration for the reader. It sounds simple, but that one concept drives everything.
And you can see this reader-first idea in some really practical choices. So for example, app² really prefers footnotes. And why is that? Well, because having the source right there at the bottom of the page means you don't have to keep flipping to the back of the book. You just glance down, check it, and keep on reading. It's all about making it easy and efficient for you, the reader. Get this. Even the punctuation isn't just there for decoration. It is used very deliberately to separate the different parts of a citation, to make them stand out. To separate the name from the year from the report details. This creates a consistent visual cue, so a reader can just instantly spot the different pieces of information and not get confused.
Okay, this next one is a brilliant example of how much this system respects the reader's time. You know how tempting it is to just write "see above"? Well, app² says nope, don't do that. Why? Because it makes the reader have to scan backwards, sometimes pages and pages, to find what you're talking about. Instead, you're told to direct them to the exact footnote, like see Smith and 5. It's specific, it's fast, and it just shows you're being rigorous.
All right, so now that we get the core principle, the reader comes first. Let's go back to that puzzle we saw at the beginning, and let's actually break it down piece by piece.
Okay, here it is again, back on the board. Pepper v. Hart. Now let's take it apart. I want you to see that every single little element you're looking at here has a very specific job to do.
First up, the name's at italics, Pepper v. Hart. That's the easy part. It's just telling you who the main people or parties involved in the case were. And that little V just stands for verses. Simple enough.
Now look really closely at the year. You see those square brackets around 1993? That is a crucial, almost secret code. Those square brackets are telling you that the year is essential to finding the right book on the shelf, because that particular series of reports is organized by year. If those were round brackets instead, it would be a signal that the year is just extra info, and that you should be looking for a volume number. It's a tiny little visual cue that tells you the entire library's logic. So clever.
Next, we've got AC. This is the abbreviation for the Law Report Series, which in this case is the appeal cases. And this isn't just any old report series. There's actually a hierarchy. And the appeal cases are basically the gold standard, the most authoritative ones, because the reports are actually checked by the judges themselves before they get published.
The number 593 is our next stop, and this one is nice and straightforward. That's simply the page number where the report for this case starts inside that 1993 volume.
And finally, we have HL. This tells us which court made the decision. In this case, it was the House of Lords, which was the UK's highest court at the time. And just like that, the puzzle is solved. We've gone from a jumble of characters to a precise, meaningful address where every single piece has a purpose.
Okay, so that's a case citation. Now let's see how these same ideas of clarity and simplicity work when we're citing actual laws, or what are called acts of parliament. You'll see the format is a whole lot more direct.
I mean, compared to that case citation we just wrestled with, citing an act of parliament is incredibly simple. You literally just write its short title, and then you add the year it was passed. No comma, no italics, no funny business. Just Human Rights Act, 1998. It's clean, it's direct, and it gives the reader exactly what they need with zero confusion.
So, after going through all those details, let's just zoom out for a second. Why does any of this matter if you're not a lawyer? Well, because ask², isn't just a set of rules for lawyers. It's a blueprint for how to build trust through clear communication.
The core values we've been talking about today, clarity, accuracy, consistency, and verifiability, these are things that are valuable way beyond the legal world. I mean, anyone who works with sources, whether you're an academic, a journalist, a scientist, can benefit from this kind of structured, reader-focused way of thinking.
And that, really, is the main takeaway. The incredible attention to detail in a system like ask² just proves that these tiny little stylistic choices, like what kind of bracket you use or where you put a footnote, they actually have a huge impact on building clarity and trust. It shows that every single element is there for a reason, all to guide the reader and make things transparent.
So, I'll leave you with a final thought. Think about your own areas of interest or your own work. What are the unspoken rules, the little conventions that signal credibility and build trust? And maybe, how could adopting a more transparent, more rigorous approach, inspired by the principles we've seen here, make things even better in your own field?